Hello, I'm Robert Killen, Director of the Lane Small Business Development Center, and this is a Lane Business Update for Wednesday, February 17th. This is a little bit outside of my normal talking points, but I did want to mention that today the portal for the Oregon Landlord Compensation Fund went live. This is something that we've been waiting for those of you who have residential properties in Oregon and you haven't been able to get full rents from people since April of last year. This is a fund of $150 million to help support landlords. But it's not as simple as just saying, hey, I need help, give it to me. There is a process, and I want to briefly go through that. So I found the actual site. It is at lcf.oregon.gov/LCF. LCF obviously stands for Landlord Compensation Fund, so they've created their own subdomain for this, and here's what it looks like. So it starts asking if you are an owner or legal representative of an owner with residential properties in Oregon, and then a big blue button to click to get registered. But before you do that, let's look through the process here because there's quite a bit to it. So the first thing is to look at these big boxes here. Are you eligible? Owners of residential property in Oregon who have been unable to collect the full rent due from their current tenants since April of 2020 due to declared financial hardships are eligible for this program. Okay, so if that applies to you, you're good to go. How much assistance is available? Well, I said it's $150 million total, but what's more important down here is landlords whose applications are accepted will receive 80% of unpaid rent, and you will be required to forgive the remaining 20%. So it'll be up to you to figure out whether or not that's worth it. It's sort of a, better something than nothing situation here, but that's how the program is built. And then let's go down here. That third box basically just reiterates what we just said. How do you apply? Well, you have to register for the system, but then you also have to do these things, and this is where that 2-week notice or 2-week window concerns me a little bit. You do have to issue a notice, and they provide all of that information. You have to provide an application through the portal. You have to list monthly rent information since April of last year. I'm not going to go through all of this, but you have to submit information through the portal. You have to review and sign the required docs. You have to provide an IRS W-9 on all properties and include a signed tenant declaration of financial hardship to establish program eligibility. And that's the one that concerns me a little bit. It depends on your relationship with your tenants, how easily that will be to get. But you have to do all of that, and I presume you have to have all of that completed prior to the closing of the window. So that's why you'd want to get a start on this early. Then what happens next is that if you are recommended for the program, you're going to sign a program agreement, and then your properties are going to be assigned to the local public housing authority. Now it says assigned. I think your application will be assigned, and they will be verifying property ownership, tax information, and all of that information. So this is the process. If you have need for more information, there is a Landlord Compensation Fund Program Guidelines document that I'll put a link to in the description above to get more feedback. But just do know that if this is something that you feel applies to you, then you're going to want to work pretty quickly because, as I said, the initial window is only open for 2 weeks. And if it takes you more than several days to get your, especially those acknowledgments that have to be signed by your tenant together and then uploaded into the portal, it could be tough. You could be cutting it close. So let me know if you have questions about this. This is again a little bit outside of my general area of expertise, but if you need help, I'll certainly help you find the answers. Until next time, cheers.